Well, welcome back to this our club safety training series where this month's topic is heavy lifting and workplace prevention. I'm your presenter and happy host, John Kenny with County Consulting Group. As always, I'm happy to see you all each month. So, what are our safety objectives? After this safety webinar, you're going to be able to understand how back injuries occur, prevent back injuries, use proper lifting, load carrying, and unloading techniques. Think intelligently about your back. Back injury statistics. We always like to give you some statistics on these so you realize they're important. 80% of Americans will have a back injury that requires medical attention in their lifetime. 1 million plus back injuries are sustained in the workplace annually. For 5% of the people, the condition will become chronic and disabling. So again, this is an important topic, and we use our back a lot in roofing. Back injured are rampant in the workplace. One in every five injuries and illness in the workplace is a back injury. 38 and a half of back injuries and pain account for 38.5 of all work-related musculoskeletal disorders resulting in days away from work. Up to one-third of back injuries could be prevented through better designed job workspace. Okay, this is not just your internal workspace, this is out on the job sites as well. We want to limit these injuries. One, safety first, but also when we start to get people injured and miss working days or hours, our productivity will suffer as well. General causes of back injury: lifting heavy or bulky loads, carrying loads awkwardly, possibly one-handed. We see that a lot. Pushing, pulling, or dragging heavy loads. Manual handling in awkward places, such as during delivery work. Repetitive tasks, such as packing products. Bending, crouching, or stooping. Stretching, twisting, and reaching. So again, think about your field workers, think about your warehouse people, think about your office admin staff when you're doing all this. This is all going to be affected in different mannerisms depending on what job they do. Injury prevention: maintain proper posture. Easier said than done. I know it. Been there a long time. Maintain the back's natural curves. Stand straight. Sit properly. Improve your posture and stretch regularly. Physical conditioning: stay flexible and limber. Lose excess weight. Now, that one's always been a tough one for me, but that's just part of life. But the point is, we can do as many of these as possible. Biggest one is physical conditioning for the job you're doing. So if you're not used to roofing and you hire somebody new, this is a major problem. They're going to get injured if they're not trained properly and conditioned. Stay flexible and limber. We forget about that. You should be doing some sort of pre-game pre-roofing warm-ups, and consult your physician before doing any of these. It's real important to make sure people are physically capable of doing our tasks. Injury prevention exercises: walk regularly, stretch and bend, do sit-ups, practice leg lifts, practice squats. So important to keep us in shape for back injuries. Safe practices: use lifting equipment, powered equipment such as forklift, powered carts, and electric pallet jacks, hand trucks, carts, pallet jacks, cranes, hoists, patents, conveyors. We do this all the time, right? But make sure we have the proper equipment to move the piece of material or equipment that we need. So important. Size up the load: weight, shape, and size. A lot of times we don't take the time to realize how heavy something's going to be that we need to move. And that's where we get that jerking motion and go, ooh, and we feel our back being pulled out or muscle strain. Clear the path: objects, tight doorways, and corners. Can we get through? Just think about moving something across the roof. Do we have clear pathway? Are we going to trip? Are we going to fall? Are we going to move? And also, when you're unloading something from a truck, what is our unloading zone? Make sure we got room to do all this and freely work. Lift properly. Stand close with a wide stance. I think the wide stance is the biggest thing I've seen people make a mistake of. You've got to spread your stance wide. Bend at your knees, pull the load close to you, group it, and then pull up with it. Tighten your stomach, lift with your head. All right. Think about what you're doing. Don't lift it up. Don't be pulling your back and doing it. Raise using your legs. Okay. Your back is not meant to lift all this weight. That's why you practice squats. Get that lift up there. Team lifting, designate a person to lead the lift. Lift at the same time. Keep that load level. Slowly unload together, just like moving furniture. If one person's out of balance, the whole thing becomes a disaster. Carry and unload the load properly. Make sure you can see. Take small, stable steps. Do not twist your back. Squat with the load. Do not bend your back over the load, and be careful with your fingers. We can get other injuries besides back injuries when we're putting something down. We get a crush injury. Think about your back. We don't spend enough time, especially in roofing. We do this over and over and over. It's repetitive. And then all of a sudden we end up with an injury. Be diligent, think long term. Don't try to lift too much. Consider your back in all the things you do. Once you get injured with this, the recovery may not be able to put you back into the workforce. So think about it, plan it, and don't try to be a hero by lifting more than you're capable of. So what are some key takeaways of the lifting? Maintain proper back posture, exercise regularly, use available lifting equipment and have a lifting plan, use your legs, bend them when lifting, and always think about your back. So again, from the Art Club and Cottony Consulting Group, John Kenny here. I want to thank you for joining us and look forward to seeing you next month.